as big as it possibly can be. We will be going live on Monday, March 8th, and we will be taping some episodes and being live on others. But this is a move we are committed to making.
Why the decision to go 9 to 11 rather than maybe 8 to 10?
We could have done either one. It doesn't mean, look, since we've been at Spike Television, we have, I think, moved time slots 3 times, 2 different days. That wonderful, amazing wrestling fan base that TNA has always followed us and has always grown from, the 600,000 viewers we started with each week to the almost 2 million now. So that doesn't mean we can't change it or we can't tweak it. But I think this was the decision that we felt was best to start with.
For me, brother, this is from a wrestler's point of view, not a corporate or a business point of view, which is the most important, believe me, now that I've started to figure that out. But from a wrestler's point of view, if you're going to prove that you're the best and you're going to get in a fight, you want to have the fans, make the choice of who the number one, entertainment company is, who puts out the best product. So for me as a wrestler, if I was lacing the boots up again, I would want to go head to head. I would want to go head to head with what we call the competition. And so for me, that would be the only option. Now the networks or for Disney, not Disney, I'm sorry, for Dixie's motivation, there may be reasons to switch the time slot around. But for the wrestling point of view, the wrestlers like a fight and they like to prove themselves. And that's what works for me and the guys in the back.
Hulk, you were there a handful of years back for the Monday Night Wars, going at it again from Monday Night Wars.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I said you were there a few years back, WCW, Monday Night Wars. Your thoughts about the Monday Night Wars once again?
Well, I guess you could call it the Monday Night Wars. I was there before when it took us about 6 months, and we were actually across the street, at Disney. And we were actually on the soundstage there, and within 6 months, we were out in the live venues in front of 15, 20,000 people a night, and within 6 months we were dominant. We were controlling, and we were the number one company, and it stayed that way for quite a long time. I don't think the same outcome is going to happen here, because if we're going to war, we are going to win that. It's not if, we are going to win that war, but to me, it's not a competition anymore. This company has a better product. This company has better talent. This company produces, the matches and just everything I've seen here for being around, almost a couple months now. This company is better at everything they do. So I think the war will be won, and then the final outcome, if it is a war, we're just going to show that we're the better company with a better product. We're not going to repeat history. Like I said, we're going to make history.
I want to add something. I think that this is, when you say a war is fought over usually a long period of time. I mean, our goals have not changed from the very beginning, and that was to put out the very best wrestling company and continue to grow that product slow and steady. This rocket fuel, we want to increase that growth, but we set our targets on our competitors' third-rated show. We've surpassed that on an ongoing basis. Now our sights are set on the second-rated show, and we'll just continue and continue and continue till we ultimately, like we already are in other parts of the world, the number one wrestling company on television.
Were there any talks of going 3 hours? The special was 3 hours, but this is going to be a 2-hour show. Were there any discussions about that?
No, there were no talks to take Impact 3 hours. There are talks for additional programming, but not to make Impact a 3-hour show.
Any other questions?
What kind of reaction, if any, do you expect from WWE and Vince McMahon?
I've never met him, so.
You want the inside scoop, brother? You want to know what's really going on? Well, I expect no reaction, because they don't acknowledge what they would consider anybody else in the wrestling business. They live in a world of their own where no one else exists. I know a little bit about that company. I was there for quite a long while. So I expect nothing as far as them acknowledging this. But what I do know on the inside, if you want to get the scoop, as the Macho Man said, "Ooh, brother, I got it." The talent is cheering us on. I've got several friends there that are going, "Go, go, go," because for the talent, This gives them an option. Right now it's almost like, in my opinion, it's almost like a monopoly. You got nowhere to go, nothing to do in the big scheme of things. I mean, this is a great company, but making this move and doing what we're doing, it opens up the world for the talent. They're cheering us on, brother. Believe me. But the people in the office, the corporate side, they're running around the building like it's on fire. They're panicking. That's the scoop.
Are there any expectations from the company or Spike TV on how the success has to generate itself? Are there ratings numbers they want to see, look at? Is it going to evolve over time? Is there anything like that that's been discussed?
Yeah, I think it'll grow over time. I really do. I think if we can hold numbers like we've had success on big Thursday nights and continue to grow that, and even have the kind of success we had on that one Monday night on January 4th, it'll be a good place to start. And then we'll just, to continue to grow it from there. The real winner in all of this is the wrestling fans. I mean, think about it. I mean, this is, it's our job. We are having so much fun at what we're doing, and we want people to feel that. We want people to feel the passion that we feel, and maybe they'll get that passion back that either they've lost from being a wrestling fan from the past, or they've never been a wrestling fan before. So how cool would it be for them to feel what we're feeling and become involved and ride this ride with us, and be proud to be a wrestling fan. I've been saying lately, how come it's, okay, I'll admit I'm a wrestling fan. Why do we have to admit it? Let's be proud of it, and we want to give them a product that will make them proud to be a fan again.
That's it. Thank you very much for attending. You will have
brother
an opportunity.
Michael, I want to say one last thing, that last question, bro. What's so cool about this company is it's kind of like going to church. A lot of people, oh my God, I got to go to church. I got to go to church. I'm fortunate enough I go to a church that people love going there. It's just great, to see people in the church that I go to, and they're happy to be there. It's the same way with this company. I used to go to work in another place, and it was the longest day of my life. I'd walk in there at noon, and from noon till midnight, because I was usually the last guy to leave the building, it was like being there 10 years. An hour was a year. The people here love being here, and when you talk about benchmarks and are there things we need to hit or different marks or quotas, I don't think I'd even try to put a parameter on it. These guys are moving so fast and they're raising the bar so fast. If I said, okay, by next month we need to do X amount of, numbers, with the ratings and stuff, I'd be afraid to predict anything. These guys are working so hard here, and there's this energy and this attitude about being here that we don't even have a graduated scale of where we want to go. These guys are raising the bar every time we come out here. So I'm just hanging on for the ride, because these are a bunch of young guys with young attitudes, and the whole company's fresh. So when you talk about it, there's certain marks or however you put the question, I wouldn't even know where to begin, because this thing's happening fast, and I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you. Hulk Hogan, Dixie Carter, we thank you very much. TNA fans watching around the world at TNAWrestling.com, we thank you as well. We will see you this Thursday night on Spike TV. And remember, Impact moves to Mondays on March the 8th. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.